elections, we would obviously, I think it was last week when I think it was Ganduje or Shettima that was saying there will be more defections coming ahead of the 2027 election. So how would you see this to shape the 2027 election?
One, let me say, 2027 election is still a long way from now. Almost 2 years before then. So we cannot fully say things are taking shape. No, a whole lot will still happen. And some people will also leave the APC. Again, they can even go into Accord or go to ADP, even when they know that the parties stand absolutely no chance. You know, they will probably just go there because, and then we have receptive parties like Labour Party. That's where they bounce it to Oborevwori. I said Oborevwori. Mimiko did the same thing right there, and other parties they will just shape the politics of 2027 will take. We don't even know how many strong parties we will have. The 2023 elections, we saw a new trend. We saw a Labour Party. We saw a Labour Party that came out strongly. That was the PDP for the APC. So we leave the APC for the PDP, but the stronger elements will move from the PDP. So, you know, to political leaders who are probably just going into this political party because it's the leading political party, or just for personal interest, to consider the party's interest and the citizens in which they claim to. That's what it is for now. We will be deceiving ourselves that if there's anyone, or if there are a few persons who think more of the interest of the people, there are very few. That's the truth. So whether you feel about their interest that will shape their response between now and we are talking of 2027. It's not even 2027. I was discussing some people. I said other elections. No, the gubernatorial elections, all of them are likely to be 2027 unless the Electoral Act changes, which they are trying to say that they will bring a little forward, so that they could thrash out whatever cases you have in court before the inaugurations and so on. Unless that happens. But even at that, even if it is still, say, February 2027, no, the party electioneering, the convention, primaries, and all of them will be 2026. Yes, definitely. By early 2026, by the 2022 Electoral Act, the Federal National Electoral Commission is mandated to come up with the notice of polls. Yes. So by February next year, you will have that. From it is like the INEC has already flagged up the race. Yeah. By the time you are getting to May, June, the real election has started. Really. So interests are coming up, and that is what will determine how individuals react to issues. We've seen a few. Yeah. The defections. Mr. El-Rufai was reacted to the way he was shoved aside. No, he's not happy. And he went on to the SDP. He went to the SDP. And he's trying to corral a number of people into the SDP, or for all of them to come into a coalition so that they use the APC template. The template APC used the 2014 so that they could also defeat the APC, serve them the same message and all that. But it might not work this time around. Let's see how it goes. All right. We really hope for better things to come out of the Nigerian politics. But away from the Nigerian politics now, let's go into a more deeper and a more relatable issue where we have, for a while now, the EFCC has been on the necks of, or let's say allegedly been on the necks of Sadiya and Beta Edu. There's nothing like allegedly, because the matter is in the public domain. Beta Edu was even sacked for that purpose. First of all, suspended, later sacked because she was replaced. So there's not like allegedly. In fact, the EFCC is mandated when some things come up. And she did not even deny some of these things. So it's not allegedly. Yes, alleged as but that something went wrong. It's obvious to everybody who looks in that direction.
Right, but where we are going to is from the Daily Trust. They say 15 months after, the EFCC is yet to produce anything substantial out of this case, and they've been on it for 15 months now. Nothing to say, okay, these are your faults. Yes, these are where you got it wrong, or these are where we have found you guilty. Nothing, basically. And do we say these people are working like free humans, or do we say Edu and Sadiya are just living their lives as real citizens?
Of course, what is happening? Have you ever heard that they were detained?
No.
No, they are not detained. They were invited at some point. They answered some questions and went back home. We've not seen them really arranged for anything.
Nothing.
We've not got a report like the Daily Trust said. We've not got a report as to what went wrong, how much was involved, and so we've not seen any such thing. It's shameful.
From the EFCC.
It's shameful on the part of the EFCC. EFCC is supposed to be as independent as possible. When you have public fund, even if it is 1 million naira that has gone wrong, gone in the wrong direction, the EFCC should be able to come up. And if you went into it and you said nothing was amiss, you should also tell us and apologize to them. That's the way it is done anywhere else. So what are we talking about? This means better edu. The ministry we are talking about is humanitarian affairs.
Yes.
We are talking of money given to the poorest of the poor. And you allowed it to manage. I won't say misappropriated yet. I won't say stolen yet. I won't say corruptly redirected yet. But I will say it's been mismanaged. For better edu, it was said that the money for
585 million naira into a private account owned by one Omonijo Bridget.
Yeah. Me, I don't want to even mention names or whatever yet.
That's what the Daily Trust is saying.
I know, that's what Daily Trust said. Daily Trust should be able to carry its own can if it comes to taking them to court for anything. But what I do know is what is already the public domain. That Ms. Betta Edu was found guilty somehow, at least administratively, of some form of financial infraction. No? And if that happened, there are certain things that are spelled out. The then Accountant General of the Federation even said she wrote in to her that as she told her it is not done. I will not approve of it. If the Accountant General of the Federation told you to do something and you did it, what should happen? There is something wrong. Very funny. 15 months. It's incredible. It's unacceptable.
So, what would you say should be done from the Nigerian government? I believe the presidency should be able to sanction them and request for actions to be made or speed it up, because it's unfortunate that one way or the other, if this report is not coming from Daily Trust, many Nigerians have forgotten.
I agree.
And after this, if nothing is done after this report, nothing will be remembered.
I agree with you.
So, do we say we have a figure of 285 million naira? That's what we have written, and that's what possibly is in the public domain.
Did you read 285 or 500?
585, I mean. 585 million naira. That is what probably is being accounted for by the public
for better edu.
For better edu.
For Sadiya is a different thing altogether.
Yes.
But Sadiya was under Buhari.
Yes.
She was her predecessor in office.
Yeah, I think that's 37.1 billion naira.
Yes.
So, if we are going to be adding 585 plus 31.7 billion, I mean, that's
31.7 you right?
37.1 billion. 37.1 billion.
Always be mindful of of figures. Very important.
So if we're having 37.1 billion and we're having 585 million in no one's land at the moment, we don't know where this money is. We don't know how this
has happened. Has the money been recovered? Has it been spent? But for so many months thereafter, we did not have a minister for the ministry. Most of those programs were held in abeyance. So what are we talking about? Where are we today? We don't know. This is the Nigerian public money. This is a program on which President Tinubu was elected. He told us in his renewed hope agenda about the humanitarian affairs. Even the World Bank and IMF, they are speaking so much about the humanitarian affairs arm of that government. And even part of the money that was borrowed then was to take care of the poorest of the poor. So what has been done? We must ask questions. We must ask questions. What has been done? What is being done? Where are we going? It's unfortunate. Ms. Betta Edu, where is she today? What next? For her. Ms. Sadiya Farouk, what next for her? Where is she? What actually happened? What are the details? When will they be served justice? When will they have their day in court? We have a duty to ask such questions. The judges are asking. The judges should know. It's in their money. It is not President Tinubu's money. It is not Betta Edu's money. It is money belonging to the Nigerian public. There were other things that even went with it. Whether they collected money to go to Kogi State by air, even when there is no airport in Kogi State. So what was the money spent on? How was it? Did they there are a whole lot of things that went wrong. Where are we? What has changed in this country? Is corruption the middle name of Nigeria?
So what would you advise or what would you say? Because we cannot just continue living like this. We cannot just continue seeing public funds in the hands of individuals who are not competent enough to manage these funds.
The truth of the matter is, unfortunately, nothing has changed.